someone that's just one of the most obvious and transparent grifters in all of political media is Tim Pool. He's amassed, quite a fan base of gullible people, frankly. And I don't say that to try to, shame people, but Tim Pool was literally out there telling his supporters and making a lot of money off of telling them that Donald Trump was going to win 48 to 49 states in the general election, telling them dead seriously with not a hint of irony that was going to happen. Again, this guy is a craven liar, and I guess propagandist isn't even the right word. He's a propagandist for whatever his audience wants to hear. It's not like he's necessarily accountable to anyone other than the whims of his crazed audience. And it's interesting because he used to be a quote unquote liberal or leftist, and then made this sharp turn as a lot of people approach. Yeah, exactly. Around the time of Trump, and Hillary was super unpopular, so a lot of figures took that opportunity to capitalize off of the Hillary hatred and just full-fledged make a pivot into right-wing media. And Tim Pool was certainly one of those people. But it's funny because in the last couple weeks or months, and I don't really follow this guy, but I just saw some tweets about it. But apparently he's, maybe seemingly grifting back in the leftward direction, which is hilarious now that, maybe he's realizing Trumpism is not a hot commodity, and that the Republican Party is not exactly, in right now. Anyway, here's some tweets from Tim where he's kind of affirming some liberal positions or leftist positions, trans rights or human rights, impeach Brett Kavanaugh. Bernie is correct. I don't know what that was in response to, if it was just a generalized statement. And here he says, tax the rich. So, I mean, this is some leftist shit. And I don't know if he's being ironic here. Again, I don't watch Tim Pool. I don't really follow this dude, so he might be trolling. But from what it seems like to me is that he's laying the seeds or sowing the seeds for a full-fledged pivot back towards the left, thinking that he can make more money on that, having exhausted all the Trumpist, listeners that want to hear what they want to hear. Now he might be going back. Anyway, I just thought it was funny, and I was wondering if you guys have any opinions or insight into Tim Pool.
I call him Tim Tool, but the thing is, the two people who have done the legit switch is Peter Douche and my dear friend Ryan Knight. I was very skeptical of them, and it took a long time for me to, reach out to them and support them and things like that. And the way they earned it was by, defending themselves when people attack them and said, why don't you love Warren anymore, and things like that, and yeah. Their responses. So I guess I would have to see his response to these things, but it sounds kind of facetious knowing what I know of him, honestly.
I think that's an incredibly generous I think that's an incredibly generous kind of analysis of what's happening here.
Yeah, but yeah.
I think that whoever, I don't know who this fucking person is, but shout out to them because I was reading this casually on the side, but they said, I believe he's implementing the brain genius strategy that if he says all these different things, then nobody can hold him accountable for what he actually believes. And I think that might be be what's happening right now. Yeah, so this guy, Markin Muffley, he makes this point right here.
And apparently this is a strategy that Tim Pool has himself described. So he might be kind of, it's kind of obvious what's going on here.
Yeah, it seems like horseshit. But anyway, go ahead, Pat.
Well, my opinion on it, I mean, I don't know Tim Pool for shit. And that I'm going to keep it that way. That's the plan. But look, everything he's doing looks like he took some of that Lincoln Project money. That's the pivot. Like, hey, you want to be sort of Republican as a Democrat. Here's some Lincoln Project money. Yeah. Well, and the word grifter I don't like to use because someone disagrees with you, people throw it around left and right. Like anyone with the podcast is a grifter. He's a grifter.
This dude's a motherfucking grifter. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.